Hey guys, StarCraft here, and like I said in my one tweet, I'm taking a bit of time off from those creator spotlights. They were burning me out. I didn't expect them to keep on getting as longer and longer they did, but I have so much to say about these creators. But instead, I'm getting to something that I said I was going to get into and I kept putting off, but no more. Today, I'm going to be talking about one of the new additions to the Indiegogo releases, Graveyard Shift by Jon Malin and Mark Poulton. And they say this is basically what you get when you have X-Men with the Universal Monsters, and yeah, it just for the summary of that, it pretty much is. And it's one of those stories that's basically like an origin story, jumps around all over, gets everything all done and within one issue, and for what it is, it's actually really damn good. We're introduced to, this is going to be a summary, just my general thoughts, no full-on review, nothing like that. But I can say this, is that I really dig this. I mean, just the artwork by Malin is great, of course. I mean, just look at all this. And the story is interesting. I won't say contrived. Contrived's not the right word, but like you could kind of see where some things are going, and if it wasn't for certain other names, you wouldn't expect the twist to be coming. But overall, it's really good. I really do like the art. Like I said, the artwork is great, and the characters are interesting. I will admit that, but at the same time, there's some characterizations that, I'll be honest, put me a bit off. Like, without getting into much spoilers, I'll just say there are two characters in here that their actions in this, it's like, oh, they're in love, and that should excuse what they do, and yet it does set up for conflict that's going to come on down the line, especially given a moment that happens in here. But okay, I'll be perfectly blunt. The story and plotting and the pacing of this is all over the place. I mean, even more so than Jawbreakers was. It's like, it's trying to fit in the origin, and yet also introduce the how things are in the present day. Just going around, jumping around back and forth. I mean, they do explain everything with the characters. I'm not denying that. But we really don't get much of a feeling for the characters outside of what their traits are, and the fact that two of them are in love and all that, and the bad guy's just really evil. But it's the first opening story, so obviously we're going to get more characterization as it goes on, but I'm not sure. Again, I am not regretting putting money down for it and buying it. I am not. I am glad I got it. There's just some issues with it. It just feels like for a first volume, first installment, again, it sets things up. It does set things up, but does it make you want to keep going forward? Yes and no. Yes, it does, because you want to see how things are going, but no, it doesn't, because in that some of the characters, they're like, do you want to keep following these characters? And I want to follow them to see if it gets better, yes, but some of them just feel like, they made the villain very evil, so you know he's the bad guy, but the good guys, they do some stuff even here where you're like, why? Like, there's one of the victims, I'll just say this, one of the people caught, innocents get caught up in all this. And one happens right near the end in this big double page spread that you're like, wait a second, what? Why did you put that in there? I'm not going to say what it is, but when you see it, you'll be like, what? Was that just done for shock value or whatnot? But just felt so out of place. I know this sounds like this is the first one that I'm openly admitting to having issues with. And again, John, I am still interested in this. I am not regretting buying this, but just feels like there's still some issues, is all I'm saying. I will be perfectly blunt. Because that's how I am with it. It's not like I'm being paid to do this. I paid for this, so I can, describe it all, but it just feels like some of these characters just don't feel heroic. I mean, I don't think they're trying to be heroes. I think they're trying to be anti-heroes. I get that, but it feels, or they're monsters, rather. And I get that. They're monsters. But I don't know what to say about it. It's just, again, clever ideas. But the execution on some of them feel like, oh, we only had so much to do with it, so let's condense it down. And yeah, again, I'm not sure what else to say, really. Just, again, it's good. If this ever gets a release, you can decide whether you buy it or not. It's your call, but yeah, again, I'm not regretting it. Not regretting it one bit. It just has issues. Alright, that's all I'm going to say was, it has issues. I am looking forward to running 3 more. I'm also just a little torn about all this, that's all. So, yeah. Well, okay, one other little thing I'll just point out here. It looks like Mark Poulton co-wrote Savage Hawkman when Rob Liefeld took over. And he also worked on Evangeline, and he worked basically with Image stuff. Okay. I'm not saying that explains a lot, but it does. Now, with that in context, I can say it definitely has an Image vibe to it. It very much does. And for both the early Image vibe, the 90s Image vibe, and that's for good and for ill, I will openly admit. Because those early Image stuff came up with some really clever ideas, but especially under Liefeld's pen, it was like a lot of ideas thrown in and just let off into the wild. Does that make for good stories? It can, but it could also mean into getting very heavily derailed. And like I said, I'm going to keep on repeating this. I'm going to see it through. I do not regret this. But there is some issues that I hope they can learn from their mistakes in future volumes. I hope not everyone's just going to be gushing saying, oh, it's the greatest. Just make them think like they don't need to change anything to stay the course. No. I hope more people like me are going to speak out and say, there's some things that need to be fixed. And John, Mark, hope you guys can just take my criticism fairly. Because I really do like all this. I just think it needs to be, and again, the final product, it's not a disaster. It's still one of the better things than I've read. But compared to some of the others, even Jawbreaker's Lost Soul, this felt like maybe a little bit more tweaking what needed. But otherwise, again, thumbs up. That's all I gotta say. No idea what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Take care.